the goal, I think the goals for tonight is to decide what direction we want to go in replacing the superintendent.
I'm just putting out choices in our, to have the discussion. Sharing with another district for a year and start our permanent search next, like January, to find a permanent one for 27, 28. Do we want to look at an interim one that would be here more than just whatever we would agree with? The sharing would be probably pretty minimal. Or do we want to try and replace right away? That's what. And I can just start with my, what I've been thinking. Jess and I talked at the training yesterday too some. I think it would be best to look to share first. We get sharing dollars that we would get next school year for that. So we would really end up probably making money. We'd be money ahead that way if we could find a suitable person to share with. This is a perfect scenario. Then my second would be an interim, and then I really don't want to look to replace one at all this school year, because I think the opportunities we would have would be very limited at this point in time. I also think we also need to decide if do we want to hire a search firm or something to help us with this, or do we want to try and do it on our own, and how that looks.
For the 26-27 school year, you're asking if we want a search firm to help with the interim / shared.
Right. Or whatever direction, you guys, if you think it should be to look for a permanent or what. I've to be honest, I've done some looking. I've made some calls. I talked to Tammy Drawbaugh. I've got in contact with somebody from the AEA that has some colleagues and stuff. And so there are some, there's some out there that I could, make some contacts with and see if there's any interest. That could be something first, but, we have to move really, really quickly in, the process. There's also, I've contacted some search firms too, and they are willing to come. There's some that said that they can come Monday to our meeting to present what they can do for us and everything. So that's an option too.
What's like a price of this?
So the one that I got, they gave you prices for finding your full-time replacement for shared. They could help find a share, or they could help find an interim. And the shared or the interim one were both under like $2,800. One was $2,400. One was $2,800. The full-time one was like $12,500. Which I imagine that's what we'll go in the future. We'll talk about that.
No, I kind of line up with you. I kind of like mine are kind of the same order, what you were just talking about. So,
there is concerns with sharing. I'm not saying that that's the way to go. Are they going to be able to provide enough for, enough support for our administration and Janae? Because I don't do the job. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
I guess my personal opinion is I'm with you, and I'm not ready to jump in with both feet to try to find someone just because we're in the situation that we're in. I would, though, switch my order. I would rather do an interim and not a shared, just off the get-go, simply because what we're looking for, I believe, collectively, is someone that will keep us in compliance through the year, and someone that will be able to note what's going on, so they could provide feedback to our full-time person when we go to 27, 28. And a shared person, they already have a responsibility. They have their district responsibility. I think an interim, if we could find the right person, we would be their sole responsibility, however many days a week it is, or if it's half days, 5 days a week, I'm not sure. But my first priority, not only is just to fill the position so we do remain in compliance, but also staff morale, and we want to do the best that we possibly can by them, and then that's only going to trickle down to our students and achievement. So we shared a couple of names as we were talking. I wouldn't be opposed to sharing. I know how much it is to juggle 2 districts when you're sharing whatever position it is. And if we could find someone, that would be great. I'm not opposed to a search firm, especially if, it would be a couple of $1,000s to bring us some names. I have no opposition to that. However, if we know some names off the cuff, to reach out to them first if we feel like they're qualified.
Well, I'm a jump right in kind of person, but I go for it. But time is of essence here, and I don't want to make a, I mean, I'm up for this challenge. I think this is going to be good for us. I think I'm excited for the teachers. I'm excited for the principals, but I think the timing is not good.
Right.
But I don't know. I kind of would like to see. I'd like us to have our own interim if we could, and and then share if we have to. But just, I think, like Jessica said, I have a lot of faith in Todd and Scott, a lot of faith, and but the teacher, we got to get the morale where they think, where we have somebody, somebody that's ours, not just shared. But if it comes down to that, then I'm okay with that too. But if it was any other time, I would say let's just go or find somebody.
Right.
I just don't want to just take what we can get.
Right.
So I'm in agreement with whatever everybody wants to do.
Yeah, I guess after listening to kind of like what you guys are saying, I probably would put interim like a little bit above the shared, but because it is nice to have kind of your own thing, because sharing does get complicated at times. Maybe it'd work out great. I don't know. Maybe you can find the perfect sharing agreement, but you'd probably, that's probably number 2, but by just a little bit, I would say, especially if we can come up with some pretty solid names to get as a intern.
Yeah. So I would say I'm fine with that direction. However, I would prefer to have a search firm help us with the interim. Yes, I do know some names, but they do stuff with, even in this short amount of time, I think they would still do a little bit of survey stuff with the administration and with us on what we're looking for, what our needs are, and be able to match candidates better than just us just interviewing, talking. Yeah.
All of the vetting, and yes.
But how does this work? So is it somebody who's got the license that is retired, or somebody that,
It can be. It can be someone who's retired. It could be someone who has stepped away for whatever reason. I assume, I don't know for sure, but if you have like a teacher that you need to put into a classroom, but they don't have the proper licensing, you could get a conditional, for a short amount of time. And that's really all my knowledge is in the teaching side of things, not really the administration. But the search firm would be able to answer.
And I'm just guessing, Becky, but I'm sure there's people that just do that. Like rehab traveling nurses and administrators. I'm sure there's people that go around and do interims.
Somebody that's looking for a job.
Could be.
And if they do well, and
You should always look at that at the end. For sure.
I just wondered if maybe the firm would bring those types of people to us too.
Oh yeah, if we tell them that, that's what you're looking for.
That would be awesome. We're gonna move and it ended up working out.
Yeah. I mean, it's good for both sides because you're going to test them out before you, if you want to. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the firm probably is. So they can, like you said, just vent through everything and get a list compiled. And I mean, obviously that's what they do for a living. So,
hmm
And that price is fair.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I was.
I was
Yeah.
surprised. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
I figured it was going to be
Right.
Yeah.
significant.
I have one that contract they sent me. So, Janae, I also have a list of I think 6 that IASB gave me, maybe 8, and they suggested that I ask you to send out just an email to them all, you know, with what we're looking for, and if they would have any availability to come Monday to our board meeting, and we would just give them like time slots, you know, if they would want to present, and then we can decide. I think that would be good. I mean, they might not all be able to, but they may send something too, or
Okay.
Or Zoom in.
yeah, we can do a Zoom with them too if they wanted to. But the couple that I have heard back from both said that they could come on Monday. Sorry, I did a little preliminary stuff because I wanted to have, you know,
Well, I mean, it's kind of,
and it was a little bit all over, you know.
Yeah. Yep. Right.
Right. I need to phone a friend, so. Yeah. Okay, so I guess if we go with, we'll move forward with getting a search firm and interim. We can tell them if we would like them to look for candidates that would be interested in. But I don't think that we should only go that way. If there's good interims that come, you know.
So then what happens? So after I mean, like how many, do they give us a list of?
it just depends. Like if you have a superintendent opening at a district, it depends on who applies for that opening. I would assume that they probably have a pool of candidates right now that are just kind of hanging out that they didn't find they're a good fit for them maybe. And so they could present this opportunity to them and they would probably post, hey, there's an interim opening in New London, Iowa, and see if there's anybody that would apply for that.
So we would look at all the applicants?
One contractor doing through said yes, they would forward every applicant to us.
And then we, the 4 of us,
Well, we would
choose.
with administration and whoever else we would want. I would imagine curriculum, you know.
Yeah. They're usually
And with this short of time, it was recommended that it stay, you know, not you go a teacher committee, a community committee, a student committee, because we really need somebody by July. Yeah. And that's another reason I want to look for just an interim now, because we wouldn't have all those voices, you know, yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
So yeah. And that's what they will tell us Monday when they come and talk. Tell us the whole process and how everything goes and what they have to offer. And lots of times there's follow-up things that they do with you too after the superintendent is in place. Some workshops and stuff like that. I'm not sure if that comes with the interim but with your full-time one, it does.
So you or Janae would schedule them for Monday's meeting. I just want to let you know that Monday, I have a flight that lands at 5:15 in Cedar Rapids. So I was going to be driving and participating
Okay.
until I get here.
So we can,
Right.
yeah, do our business.
Okay. But I mean, however it works, I can still listen. I mean, hopefully everything will be on time. I know
You
how that
can
goes.
get on Facebook and.
While I'm driving.
Oh. I thought somebody was picking me up.
Yeah, exactly. No. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know that's, I mean, I shouldn't be very much later, but you had something come up on Monday too, so I don't.
I do have something, but I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
Just the,
I think Mike will be here. Or phone in. Mm-hmm.
So then it really
That's his last.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
it is,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so there has to be at least
3.
Right.
Yeah. So we can't,
Yeah.
if you three were all gone, we
Right.
couldn't have a meeting. But I would think you want to see everything if you could. I mean, I don't know what you have going on. Sometimes life is.
Well, yeah, I had a ball game, hope that ball game. I think, what time? 6.
The 6th is mhm.
And that agenda's not out yet, right?
Correct. I'm gonna meet tomorrow with Chad and Janae to hopefully get that all set. Okay. I don't think we have to do motions or anything.
I don't think you have to.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
We don't have to do motion or anything. Right? Okay.
So if several of the firms come on Monday, it could be fair.
Could be.
You can say, a 20-minute max.
Oh,
We had, I think, 3 of them this last time, and they met. There were 2 different meetings they came to, but it wasn't long. I mean, it was just kind of like them explaining their services.